Yeah, I'll tell you a little exercise. I just gave my teen mentorship class. I hold a class in source code for only teenagers. So I was telling them that from now on, and I'm going to tell IMS to do that. Everybody in IMS, whenever you wake up, and I hope you wake up before Fajr, but whenever you wake up, first 5 minutes, and you're going to start waking up before Fajr after this, okay? This activity has to be in every pitch of IMS. When you wake up, you are going to spend 5 minutes, turn the stopwatch on, 5 minutes, not four, not four and a half, not six, not five and a half. 5 minutes, okay? There's a reason why I'm saying 5 minutes, because I know the withdrawal of the two chemicals when you wake up, the two primary chemicals in your brain. So I need them withdrawn. 5 minutes on the stopwatch. First thing you're going to do, you're going to spend 5 minutes thinking about the day of judgment, what's happening on the day of judgment. Imagine that. And inside hell, what's happening inside hell. And in Jannah, what's happening inside Jannah. Three things. 5 minutes, everybody. And that's just step one. I'll tell you what step two is. 5 minutes, 4K diagram should come inside your head. Imagine, whatever you want to imagine, just imagine. Obviously, you're going to imagine from the Hadith and the Quran, right? Because we know what's happening there. So you'll have to read to get that high pixel in that diagram. Read the Quran, read the Hadith. You'll find out what's happening on the day of judgment. 5 minutes, you're going to picture the day of judgment, what people are doing, what's happening, how people are yelling and crying, and I'm not going to go into that detail right now. And then in hell, inside hell, what's happening inside hell, and inside Jannah, what's happening inside Jannah, as detailed as you can, but no more than 5 minutes, okay? No more than 5 minutes. Every morning, 5 minutes, you're going to put three things inside your head. And that's step one. Step two, in your IMS forums, one boy or a girl is going to stand up and he's going to tell us what he saw. Imagine, what do you imagine? And everyone's going to just do an A circle and talk about this. Just for 20 minutes, that's it. Okay? And everyone's going to listen to one new guy speak about it, just 5 minutes. This is what I saw in the morning. Imagine. Next day, someone else is going to do that. Next day, someone else is going to do that. And I'm telling you this right now. You did this for less than 3 months. Less than 3 months. 5 minutes every day. Talk about it every evening or whenever you meet. This is going to become a global movement that very year, inshallah. But you cannot miss out on a day of this activity. Now if you ask me, I'll tell you why 5 minutes, why these three things, and where am I getting this from? Where did I come up with this theory? Well, how do I know it's going to work? That's the power of the Quran. That's the technique of the Quran. That's the technique of my Rabb Allah Azza wa Jal, who trained every human being in the day of Arabia when the Quran was coming down. And every Sahabi used to do that because Allah was making them do that. We have forgotten the day of judgment. That's why we don't show up. We have forgotten hell. That's why we don't care. We forget Jannah, and that's why we try and find it here. So as soon as you're going to envision akhirah, okay, and I'm not going to tell you the whole formula or the whole science behind this. I'm just going to give you as basic as you want it. That if you do not have akhirah in front of you, okay, and if you do not do this activity, IMS is not going anywhere. But if you do this activity, IMS is just the beginning. You are going to take over the world. I promise you this, because this is the Quran testifying. That's how the Quran changed the world. For the first 8 years, Aisha bint Abu Bakr, radiallahu anha, she says, for the 8 years, the Quran only spoke about akhirah. No law, no rule, no legislation, no nothing, except only the day of judgment. The day of judgment. Jahannam, Jannah, day of judgment, only akhirah. 8 years, only akhirah. When the whole Arab was trained, every single instruction came down, everybody jumped in to follow without a miss. Without a miss. We do not perform in Islam because we do not envision akhirah. We just talk about it sometime, once a year, twice a year. We do not envision, we do not imagine it, we do not see it. So every morning, 5 minutes, because if you're not going to do it for 5, you're going to quit doing it. If you're going to do it for less, it's not going to have impact. And if you're going to do it for more, it's not going to have impact because you're going to quit doing it. But those 5 minutes, nobody can talk to you. No one. 5 minutes only, one day, every day. 24 hours, just 5 minutes for akhira. When? When you wake up. And there's going to come a time where you won't even need a stopwatch. You won't need a reminder. You're going to wake up and you're going to see yourself in the day of judgment. Less than 3 months. You're going to wake up, you're going to see either hell or heaven every single morning. That's how the brain works. But you got to put your time in. Just 3 months. And I'm only asking for 5 minutes. And to make sure it happens, you talk about it in the evening in IMS meetings. If you do this, you'll see. You'll see. The formula is simple. It's called the Quran. The formula is simple. It's going to work, inshallah.